Bit of deja vu, isn't it? West Ham United travel up to Anfield for the second season running in the Carabao Cup to face Liverpool. This time it's the third round, not the quarter-final. And anything better than the 5-1 calamity that we saw last season, I think West Ham fans would pretty well accept. Welcome back to West Ham Unofficial. Hope you are well. And thank you for joining us for our Carabao Cup match preview, Liverpool versus West Ham. Of course, got a couple of guests with me. Firstly, Paul, who is representing Liverpool. How are you, Paul?
I'm well, and nice to be back, Jake, and hopefully you're well too.
I am. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. And Gary, I haven't seen you for a while, mate. How are you?
I'm all right, mate. Yeah, good. Enjoy Saturday.
Yeah, it was brilliant, wasn't it? Fantastic.
Really good. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I love getting up early to get thrashed by Chelsea. It was just fantastic. Yeah, brilliant. We'll start with Liverpool. Paul, I mean, I haven't watched a great deal of Liverpool, but the result that sticks out is obviously the defeat to Nottingham Forest at home. How's life under Arne Slot started for Liverpool?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit different. I mean, it wasn't expected to, like I say, to lose to Forest, especially at home, mind you. I think Forest are unbeaten, but to be honest, I mean, you would think that a good Liverpool side would have dispatched them quite comfortably. They didn't. They never really looked like scoring. I'm not saying that Forest deserved to win. Well, I suppose they done the job, and fair play to them. But yeah, they've done well. That's the only goal they've conceded in the league. I mean, they have played the weaker teams, you know, they have played Man United and they have played Brentford, you know, I mean, the weaker teams in the league. But not conceding a goal. But the one thing he is doing is he's keeping the same team, really. Even there's been just a couple of changes. I mean, Kwanzaa on the first game of the season was replaced at half-time, of course, by Kanate, and Kanate stayed there ever since. At the weekend, we saw Nunes play instead of Jota. But this is obviously a different competition, and we don't know because we've not seen him in a domestic competition for Liverpool. So how is he going to play this? I mean, I was thinking of the squad. You might go Simicast left back, Bradley right back, Gomez and Kwanzaa midfield. You know, Curtis Jones and Endo. You know, maybe Gakpo starts, maybe Nunes starts, who some think he should start anyway. Chiesa, you know, and of course the goalkeeper Kelleher, who played at the weekend because Alisson's probably not going to be fit anyway. So he has got a good second string, but will he do that? I mean, he might just drop a few. We don't know, but we certainly know how important this competition is when the squad when the team sheet comes out tomorrow.
We will. Gary, Liverpool.
Yeah, I was going to ask Paul a question if you don't mind, Jake. Paul,
yeah.
we both clubs have got new managers, whereas not clear to me at all how Lopetegui wants to play. It seems to me from the outside that Slot has a certain style that's slightly different to Klopp. Is that already clear?
Yeah, it is. It's you hear it described, of course, Klopp straight away with this heavy metal sort of, as soon as they win the ball back, they are at your throat sort of thing. That's not the same really with Slot. It's more, possessional. So I think he's one of these managers think, well, if we've got the ball, if we got possession, they can't score, and the opposition can't score. And I've heard him speak a couple of times about, the amount of opportunities the opposition have created. So it's more calculated when, and probably that affects the fans as well, because under Klopp, if you go to Anfield and the crowd were up because the team generally would make sure that happened the way they play football. It is different and more possession based, but they are scoring goals, and Gravenberch is I think probably Diaz as well have been their best two players so far this season, because of course they didn't get Zubimendi, they didn't get the player they was thinking of, but again, like under Klopp, they didn't say, right, okay, we'll just sign somebody else. They said, okay, we didn't get the player we want, so we're going to try Gravenberch in that position, and he's looked fantastic. Again, they haven't played the elite teams in the league, they haven't played a Man City or an Arsenal, but he has looked fantastic. So it is different, but he talks well. It's always nice when you got a manager who comes out, like when they got beat by Forest, he said, look, we weren't good enough, we didn't create enough, and fair play to him. I like that. No cover. Yeah. We was unlucky, we hit the post, like I would have said, and in whatever. But it's definitely different, but it's quite an encouraging start. 4 wins from 5, and of course away to AC Milan, and they played really well after conceding a sort of straightforward goal. Really, they dominated AC Milan. I know it's like AC Milan from the early 90s, late 80s, but that was nice. So there's going to be some Nottingham Forest at home results, because obviously things are different, but hopefully not tomorrow evening, Jake.
We're not holding our breath, so don't bother even worrying about it. Let's say some comments. Good to read, Larry. I hope you are well. Yeah, Louis Gillerhermy is getting a run out tonight with the under-21s, which effectively rules him out of any participation tomorrow. At least we know he's alive at this point. We didn't know where our 25 million. We didn't know where our £25 million young Brazilian wonder kid had gone, but he's playing for the under-21s tonight, so he's not going to play tomorrow. So that's a player that we can rule out automatically in that sense. Right, to finish off talking about Liverpool, you've got a bit of backup, Paul. I thought I'd even it out a little bit because, me and Gary can be quite formidable when we get going in just a while. Ollie is joining us. I feel like I should go like this.
I'm on this time.
And then we're not. Yeah. And then we're the right side, then, aren't we? Because we don't want to get ourselves involved with them, Gary, do we, really?
No.
Ollie, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, Jake. Nice to see you again. Nice to see
you. Just talking a little bit about Liverpool's start. What have you made the start of the Arne Slot era?
Yeah, no. I think they've been absolutely tremendous so far this season. Apart from the loss against Nottingham Forest, which I think everybody expected Liverpool to win that comfortably, they've been really, really good. But going back to like Slot style, I think Trent is really, really improved under the way that he's playing. He looks so much more comfortable in defence. But it's a little bit going back. Remember years ago, Klopp's side, Trent actually played well when he had 2 holding midfielders in front of him. The year when they won the Champions League and the league, he had Gini Wijnaldum, Henderson, I think it was Milner, and kind of 4 holding midfielders, sort of playing in front of him. I think that's where Klopp, in recent years, Klopp kind of went downhill because he was playing that really heavy metal football without that sort of defensive, mind in front of him, which is where he lost it. But Slot, he's shown his qualities since he's come in, and he's just like calmed it down a little bit. And Trent's really, really excelled in under him. Yeah. So they're looking good. Yeah, I think he's going to be great.
It's been an interesting start. We'll move on to West Ham for a bit now, as we've already referenced, Gary. It was a long old trip up to Anfield last year for not a lot. In return, we've sold it out again, just shy of 6,000 on a Wednesday night in Liverpool. A fair old effort. Us two are not going to be part of that 6,000. I'm quite happy to not be a part of it, to be totally honest. But how are you approaching the game? Because I know what my approach is. What's your approach?
I think J-Lo's already finds himself under a bit of pressure, so I think he's going to have to put in a decent side. So personally, I think Fabianski will start instead of Areola in goal. Our French centre-back, Todibo, should start, I would think, instead of Mavropanos. And then after that, it's anyone's guess. I think he'll go quite strong going forward because Liverpool have got 2 good 11s. We haven't at the moment. But most of all, I want to see some effort and some sort of formation. Because Saturday, it was like 11 strangers. Like you and I picked up 11 people from on the way up, chucked them on the pitch. So off you go, lads. And it was awful. It was just, Chelsea, after 10 minutes, the game was over, wasn't it, effectively? It's simply, the game was over. There was no effort, no passion, no tactical nous. Chelsea were playing in third gear. And I think if we'd have scored, that penalty being given, they'd just score one straight away. Which they did at the start of the second half. They just came out and scored straight away. So I worry about our defence. If Liverpool have a go at us, it could be a long night.
It could well be. Now I've started driving, Gary, and I'll get your references of, first, second, third. I mean, I didn't think they got out of second gear, to be totally honest. I thought it was a canter at that. So from the outside looking in, Paul, you've seen Moyes depart West Ham at the end of last season. You've seen Julian Lopetegui come in. What have you made of it?
Well, to be honest, I haven't seen a lot of West Ham apart from Saturday. I mean, I'm looking. I think so. You've won one league game this season against Palace. Was that?
Mm-hmm. But that was lucky as well. That was very lucky.
Was it? And I'm looking at the other results. I mean, We've got Brentford, Ipswich, United, Spurs, Forest, Everton. There's not a good side amongst them, so this could be could be a time to pick up at some point. But you said about the new manager, so compared to, I mean, Moyes. I mean, listen, it's an odd decision, isn't it, for him to go? But was it or was it not?
No, his time
it was.
He definitely needed to go.
It was right. Okay, so yeah, if what I saw Saturday.
Wasn't a lot.
If I ask you the question, is that what you've seen a lot of in the other games this season?
I think we played well for 45 minutes, Jake. Second half of Palace, and that was it.
All season, yeah.
And that's it. So realistically now, so at the start of the season, you've been looking at this season thinking, what was your realistic target? 10th?
Top
14?
10, yeah.
Top 10,
maybe top 8, maybe.
Yeah, and now, what you've seen so far, and I know it's only early days, five games. What would the target be now?
Survival.
It should still be the same. We've got a lot of players. I mean, Kudos hasn't scored this season. He's off form. Lopetegui makes some strange decisions. Like Danny Ings scores against Fulham, and then he brings Antonio on, who literally has done nothing, and I mean nothing all season. Tactically,
when you say all season, you mean all of last season as well with Antonio.
Yeah, it's very strange. And we've got these new signings that he's not using at all, like this Brazilian wonder kid we haven't even seen play once. So it's very strange. It's very strange.
Yeah. So there's So how important is to? It's not that important.
Massive. It's massive for us. I mean, really, it's our best chance for a trophy this season.
Yeah, and if you look at it like that, you didn't want that, George. Who did you play? Bournemouth in the last round, wasn't it?
First draw out when they all, separated the top sides out. I was like, here we go, we're going to get one of them. It's just blatantly obvious. First out, Liverpool. I went, here we go.
We go.
I watched it the morning after. I went, here we go. I bet with the first one out, Liverpool, West Ham. Brilliant.
Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah. So what about all that separated? Oh my word!
Last year, Paul, we beat Arsenal this stage of the season, and we were all confident went up to Liverpool. Jake and I and Rich in the pouring rain, miserable evening, got absolutely hammered, and it was a horrible. So it's put me off going up again this season for sure.
It is.
And
it could be. As I say, we don't know what we don't know what side he is. He's going to put out, but if it is the second 11, I still think there's too much there, isn't there? Possibly.
I should think so. Yeah. Yeah. I've got a slightly different viewpoint with this, Gary. If I'm totally honest, I mean, I've looked at this game and I've looked at the 2 games this week, and I'm already looking ahead to Saturday. I've accepted defeat in this. If I'm totally honest, I think we've got little chance. If I'm totally honest, the way we're playing, the way we're defending. Firstly, we need to shore up defensively, because the way we defended on Saturday was nothing short of an absolute calamity, right? It was completely and utterly, I don't even know the word for it. It was like I was quite close to it, and
it looked like they'd never been coached. They'd never been coached before in their life. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, and we'll just get completely ripped apart if that is replicated. Ollie, in terms of West Ham, I bet you're licking your lips at what I've just said, but what have you made?
Well, a little bit similar, really, Jake. Yeah, my opinion on it is like, if I'm being honest with you, Joe, I'm no offence, but I think I've seen flashes of West Ham, and the defence just looks like you haven't got nothing there. They seem to walk through West Ham's half, like there's nothing there. So I think if Liverpool did, apply a weaker team tomorrow, because in your hope they might not be overly worried about winning the Carabao Cup again because they won it last year and they want to concentrate on bigger things. I think with that defence being so weak of yours, I think it will still be too big a climb for West Ham, even if Liverpool do put out, a slightly weaker team going into the game. I no offence, but you look so lame at the back at the moment. That game, Chelsea was just diabolical. You could have lost that 6 or 7-0 if they were being a bit harsh, but I hope it's not that bad for you, because I like West Ham. They're a good Premiership team, and I'd like to see them do a lot better. But yeah, so even if Liverpool do put a weaker team, I think it'll be too much of a climb for them.
It was just astounding defensively, because Kilman's looked really solid so far. Wan-Bissaka, apart from Saturday, those two looked relatively solid, but it all sort of disintegrated. And you know what? I read this comment from Sean, and immediately I thought he was predicting Liverpool to win 10-1. I literally read that, and he went, "Oh, he thinks Liverpool are going to win 10-1." But he didn't. Thanks, Sean. He said Liverpool 10-1 to win the League Cup.
All right.
I'd make them favourites. New manager will want a cup early. Can see them go for it heavily. Really can't see City or Arsenal prioritising this at all. Now, of course, I was really, really angry the way we went out last year, but a bit of that was sort of brought back again when Gary Neville brought out the blue £1 billion bottle jobs line in the final to completely.
You like that, didn't you?
Completely destroy Chelsea. That had a significant amount of aberration with me in that sense. And to be fair, I'd make your favourites to win it again. I think what Sean said is pretty well outlined. And look, I hope you go out there and give it a go. Overall, Gary, I'm not looking. Well, of course, if we win it, absolutely flipping brilliant, right? But I'm looking for a performance and an identity more than I am a result tomorrow night.
That's right. Yeah, I'd agree with that. If they put on a good performance, you never know. Anyone could beat anybody on a day. It could be a great win.
That's exactly right. I want to look like they've been coached. They know what they're doing. They've got an idea of how to attack. We've got a dreadful record at Anfield anyway. We won once since 1963 or something. So, and it's not one of those freaky statistics because we go there every year pretty much. So it really is terrible.
Here's another stat for you. You're going to like this one. It's all about Liverpool. Yeah. On this day in 1983, Phil Neal played his 417th consecutive game for Liverpool. 417 games without missing a game.
Jesus, that's pretty impressive.
Unbelievable.
That is an amazing stat, isn't it?
Yeah, he's
1983. None of us were even born then. So.
No, I heard about it. Yeah. He got injured in that game against Man United and was out for a month. But 417, what a record that! Players would do that now. They'd be moaning, wouldn't they?
We played too many games.
And the pitches were proper pitches in those days. Not like the carpets you get nowadays.
Yeah, these FA Cup semi-finals. My God, they're the best stadiums and pitches in the country, and you see some of them. It's like, my word,
It's awful.
Yeah, on Wembley then. So, so it could. I think we're just trying to be basic about this and just say, well, it might. But I think we all know what's going to happen.
For Liverpool, I like Kobe Jones. Is he fit?
Curtis Jones.
Curtis Jones. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. He came on. Yes, I think he'll start.
I like him.
Yeah, quick fit. I like the only injury we really had, Alisson Nagoli is Harvey Elliott, and I like Harvey Elliott, and of course now he was potentially out for a month, 6 weeks, which is a shame because I'm just saying I'm surprised he just kept hardly any changes. Line up, it's that 11. It sounds like 1983, like they used to go, but. Is he just right? Okay, and then we'll start changing it. Because he's a new manager. Like he didn't sign anyone. He wanted to sign one player. Is he just thinking? I don't know. Slot thinking. Well, hang on.
Who have you got the weekend?
Yeah. The Wolves. Wolves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wolves quite an easy one for you then. Yeah,
they've had a nice start regarding the fixtures. Obviously, it gets a little bit tougher. As it goes on, but we will see. It could be anything. I think they could finish anywhere in it. Well, they won't finish anywhere, but it could be anywhere. I think Liverpool will finish anywhere in the top 2, to be honest. But...
Oh dear. Well, if it means Arsenal don't win the league, then I don't really mind. I'd rather Man City win it, but if it's Arsenal or Liverpool, I'm going to take your side with it.
Yeah,
Man City be relegated. Liverpool win it on like that.
Honestly, I really hope Man City don't get relegated because the fact and the reality is Arsenal will then win the league, and I don't think any West Ham fan will want that ever.
Wow.
Anyway.
Something like that's going to happen, though, and either Liverpool or Arsenal will win it because of that reason, and win it.
Yeah.
Bound to be, isn't it?
When you think if it wasn't Klopp's Liverpool would come along a few years ago, that would have been 7 on the trot for Man City now.
Yeah.
2 would have when they and they fish and then in the 4. Yeah, that
7.
was.
Wow, could you imagine that? Sean says, is there going to be a match day vlog for Liverpool away, Jake? I can thankfully say absolutely not. No, we are not going up tomorrow, and I'm pretty glad we are not, to be totally honest. If we win, that will just about sum it up, and everyone's going to laugh at me, but I cannot see that happening. So there won't be a vlog. We're having a little bit of a, I don't know when our next game is actually, but it is what it is. We won't be going, but there are, we've sold out 5,800 tickets. Whether that be them, I don't think there'll be that many West Ham fans there, but we've sold them out. So there'll be a fair few making a bit of a noise up there as well. So look, at the end of the day, I think we've come to the agreement that Liverpool are probably going to win. And if we could come to a gentleman's agreement before to keep it below 4 would be nice. To be totally honest, Gary, if we're honest, they've caught us at the wrong time. I mean, we've got no confidence whatsoever. It's just not going to happen, is it, Gary? Let's be real.
It's just like we touched on at the start. You see Liverpool under Slot have seamlessly moved into a new manager and a new way of playing. Yeah. And we've got a new manager and we don't know what, in my opinion, we don't know how we're going to play and how we're going to set up. So it's very difficult to predict A, the side, and B, how we're going to play. So, I would very much doubt we're going to get anything. But, if we can defend properly, we might be able to get a draw. Win on penalties. It's 90 minutes of penalties, isn't it? So.
You never know. Ollie, what's the likelihood of West Ham parking the biggest bus in Premier or in Carabao Cup history? 11 men behind the ball, bore Liverpool out for a draw and win on penalties. How have Slot and Liverpool so far dealt with differing styles of play? Have you been able to break teams down, because we're likely going to park the bus? So, have you been able to break teams down effectively?
Well, it's like you said. You never know. I mean, Nottingham Forest did a really good job, didn't they? Okay, I know Liverpool, they weren't quite on it. Their passing was a bit sloppy in the final third, but they did, Forest did do really well. There's no reason why West Ham can't turn up tomorrow night and do that. And if they do, for some reason, Liverpool put a weaker team out, then who knows? You've got a chance of breaking and scoring. You need to keep your confidence up, but I just still think the way that, you're defending at the moment, I still think Liverpool will be a bit too much either way.
Yeah. I mean, we tried to pack the defence on Saturday, and we all know how that went. We were 2-0 down inside 18 minutes. So maybe he's going to have to switch things up, Lopetegui, in that sense. Try something different, but we could be difficult. It could be a frustrating night, or we could go there, park the bus, and lose 5-1 like we did last year.
Could do. I mean, I'd be interested to see if Chiesa comes on as well, because he's going to be rapid, isn't he, when he gets going?
I think I reckon he's starting tomorrow. I reckon he'll probably leave Salah and Diaz maybe. Gakpo start. I mean, like Jake said, keep it less than 4. So let's say 3.5-0. Then it could be anything. We don't know what West Ham's going to be. We don't know what Liverpool, what he's going to put out. So this is where the bookies, they're not going to know what to do, are they? They don't know how to price it up, because they've got no idea of domestic cups what Slot is going to do. So could be anything.
But one thing that's guaranteed, Sky have taken one look at West Ham and went, right, let's chuck this on the telly, because there's going to be goals in this. There's going to be goals. We're not on this Sky Sports Plus rubbish tomorrow. We are on Sky Sports Football. We're the main event tomorrow night, and they're expecting goals at Anfield, which doesn't sit well for West Ham. I'm not too confident, Sean, to be totally honest. No. If we win, I think it will be one of the biggest shocks that I've ever seen in football.
That being said, I mean, on paper, we've got players that can hurt Liverpool. Like Paquetá has been rubbish for a long time, but he's a good player. Kudus is a good player. Bowman's a good player.
You've got some very good that team. You never know.
Yeah. Some of them look good on Saturday, so for some unexplained reason, he got taken off after 50 minutes. So, we've got players to hurt. It's just on the fence. I just can't see us keeping you out.
Exactly. With the attacking firepower that Liverpool possess, I just can't see us containing it. I really can't. So that's the bottom line. We'll go on to some predictions. Guys, be nice, please. Right. Paul, a prediction.
We're going to go 3-1.
Oh, I don't mind that.
Ooh,
3-1.
I reckon you've just took Gary's score, to be totally honest. Right, Ollie, the rule is you can't say what Paul said. So
I was going to say that. All right, I'm going to go 4-1 Liverpool.
4-1 Liverpool. Gary, you know the rules. Come on.
So ignore everything I've just said, because I never predict West Ham are going to lose. It's going to be a fighting 1-1 draw. We'll win on penalties.
I'm going to.
What you need. Resilience.
I am going to agree, and I am going to say that we are going to get a 2-2 draw. Don't ask me where we're scoring. Just don't bother, but I've got to say something positive, I know.
Yeah.
2-2 draw and West Ham to win on penalties in front of that away end. Well, no, because they'll rig it. They'll put the penalty shootout at the top end, won't they? Let's not beat around the bush here, right? That'll be done. They won't even toss the coin. That'll just be done. So we'll have to, all the players have to run up to the other end in that fancy new stand, and it's going to be a historic night. Only our second win at Anfield since the 60s. Well, yeah, I suppose that is a win. I'm going to class. Yeah. Oh, actually, maybe we can eclipse. Was it Preston versus Fulham last week? It was 16-15 on penalties. One of the longest penalty shootouts in football history. Let's see if we can eclipse that with 17-16, shall we? Yeah.
What did Liverpool had? They had the one against Chelsea in the final, of course, a few years ago, and they also was it against Middlesbrough as well. Liverpool had a massive.
You're missing the big one, Paul. West Ham in the FA Cup final. You won.
We didn't need to go there, did we? Not 2006.
It was since I was there. That was the Gerrard show, wasn't it? Yeah,
he was
not
just
brilliant. The 2 goals, but the assist.
If Gerrard was playing for West Ham that day, we'd have won 6-0.
How old was Jake in that final? That was 2006.
Oh, I was just a thought. I wasn't.
Yeah, you missed that game, Jake.
The Carragher own goal in
Imagine being West Ham in that game.
It was a great game. I mean, honestly,
who was it that should have kicked it out, Gary? Who was it that should have kicked it out? Scaloni. That's it. Yeah, because he went on to manage Argentina and win the World Cup. If he had just booted the ball at a player, we would have won the FA
Cup. At the time, Jake, Gerrard was the best midfielder in the world at the time. You know, he was just unbelievable. He carried Liverpool personally. I think from the outside, he carried Liverpool for a couple of seasons.
Yeah, they would have won nothing without him. Absolutely nothing without him. They certainly wouldn't have won him in Istanbul in 2005. That's for sure. And that one. No, you're right. Yeah, you're right. He was unbelievable.
Great player.
Sean says 4-1 to Liverpool. Slot will want it. Not convinced Lopetegui will, to be honest. And the big question is, how will Sky show the best song in football? Well, they're showing the other end exactly, because we'll have to have the full uninterrupted 7.5 minutes of You'll Never Walk Alone, with them showing Slot there, and there'll be a mention of Klopp in there somewhere as well, because they just can't, right? And then you'll just hear in the distance, and it will just get louder. I'm from blowing bubbles, but then they'll have to turn the speaker up at Anfield because, like, Christ, live an L, Christ, turn the speaker up. And then they'll try and drown out the 6,000, probably be 5,000 for being real, singing I'm Forever Blowing Bubbles, just about eclipsing the tannoy. All fun and games. Right, some final thoughts. A danger man is what I'm going to ask. Gary, we ain't got many to choose from, so I'll let you to ponder on that. Ollie, a danger man for Liverpool?
Wow, I mean, Liverpool's attacking threat just goes on and on and on, doesn't it? Tomorrow night, I'm going to say Diaz. Yeah, Diaz is having a cracking season, I think.
I hope he don't play.
Anyone who starts, anyone of the three who starts up front.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Yeah, I do. It's so difficult. They're in Liverpool class, though, aren't they?
They've got the top 6, haven't they? I'll tell you who's looked good when he's come on. He seemed to play well in the major tournament. Is Gakpo? He's quicker than you think, isn't he? He's got quick feet.
Yeah. He's good.
Yeah.
Good finisher.
Yeah.
Jota as well.
When he watched Liverpool live, Salah's a good player, and he's a very good player.
Yeah, it's everything about who was. I think the Arsenal fullback Chenko, when he said, I need help when against him because he's so strong, isn't he? Yeah. And I think people forget how many assists he gets. His setup play, those assists are unbelievable. Left foot, right foot. He's so underrated. He's never considered, is he, for like Ballon d'Or or anything like that? Hardly. And he's like a quick nut.
He's a very good player. He's a very clever player. You go within half a mile of him in the penalty box, he falls over. So you've got to be really careful with that.
Yeah. He's a class act. But the star tomorrow, who's man of the match, is going to be. I'll tell you who it's going to be. Who's it going to be? Kwanzaa, because he'll score. Kwanzaa's going to score.
Of all the players you picked him,
Kwanzaa's going to score, and he's going to be man of the match. He's going to not going to let anything happen at the back. That's a bit
ready to do that now. Now, Gary, what I'm going to say is mine. I reckon West Ham's danger man tomorrow is Fabianski. Because he's just going to see him flying past him. Right?
He's going to be the busiest for sure.
He will be the busiest tomorrow, Fabianski. That is the danger man.
He could be man of the match.
He could be man of the match.
Yeah.
In all seriousness, Gary, a danger man for West Ham who can cause Liverpool some problems tomorrow.
Any of our front three, Kudos, Somerville, and Bowen, they can all cause problems going forward. If they play well, they'll cause some problems. Of course,
Crescencio Somerville, he's got a nice record at Anfield, hasn't he? He was the one that broke that famous, was it like Liverpool City winning or unbeaten record at home that night against Leeds, broke the record. So maybe it's a happy hunting ground for Somerville and he can try and replicate if he gets on the pitch and stays there this time, provide some magic for West Ham. Right, there we go. I think we were pretty unanimous in our opinions on this. And for me, the left-hand side of the screen, that's me and Gary. I hope everything we've said's wrong. And it's a miracle. It's a Lopetegui miracle. The other two, I mean,
my wife says everything I say is wrong, so let's hope football goes as well.
Yeah, I'm just excited to see what team Slot. I'm just excited just to see what it is. Then we'll know. It could be anything. Yeah, it could be anything. I'm going to say I think 9 changes from the weekend.
Christ, I thought you were saying 9-0 then.
You let me get away with that.
Final couple of predictions. West Ham to nick it 1-0. Ollie, go on.
Yeah, 4-1 Liverpool. I think there'll be 5 changes. There will be a few changes, yeah.
Yeah, he might not go 9, that's right.
A few changes for both, that is for sure. Thanks everybody for getting involved in the chat tonight and for my panel of guests. And we will see you soon right here on West Unofficial. Gary, Paul, Ollie, thank you very much indeed.
All the best, mate.
Nice to see you. Take care, mate.
From us, New Irons, apprehensively hoping for anything but an embarrassment tomorrow. And we will see you soon right here on West Ham Unofficial. Bye-bye.